Would you lock in a Social Security check that's 30% smaller because you're worried about a possible 22% shortfall later? According to the latest Social Security Trustees report, if Congress does nothing, the trust fund that pays retirement and survivor benefits is projected to run out of reserves in 2032. At that point, ongoing income would be enough to cover about 78% of scheduled benefits. That leaves a gap of roughly 22%. And when people hear that, a natural reaction is, maybe I should start claiming before 2032. But under today's rules, if you were born in 1960 or later and claim at 62, instead of waiting until your full retirement age of 67, your monthly benefit can be 30% lower. So you could become worried about a possible 22% shortfall later and lock in a check that's 30% smaller today. And here's the part that really matters. Claiming early does not get you out of the 2032 problem. So whether you're already collecting Social Security or still deciding when to start, the real question is this: what could this mean for your monthly income, and what should you not do just because of a scary headline? So where does that 22% number actually come from? There is no new law saying Social Security benefits will be cut by 22%. That law does not exist. The number comes from the 2026 Social Security Trustees Report. Under the current projection, the trust fund that pays retirement and survivor benefits can pay full scheduled benefits through the fourth quarter of 2032. After the reserves are depleted, ongoing income would be enough to cover about 78% of scheduled benefits. That's where the roughly 22% gap comes from. Now turn that percentage into money. Say your scheduled Social Security benefit is $2,000 a month. 78% would be about $1,560. That's $440 less every month, more than $5,000 a year. 22% can sound like some number from Washington. $440 a month feels very different. Your property tax doesn't drop by 22%. Your electric bill doesn't. Your groceries don't. The whole shows up on the income side of your budget. Does that mean Social Security disappears in 2032? No. Running out of reserves is not the same thing as Social Security revenue falling to zero. Money would still be coming into the program. That's why the projection is around 78%, not zero. But that doesn't make the problem harmless. If you built your retirement around $2,000 a month, and about $1,560 showed up instead, saying, well, at least it's not zero, doesn't cover the missing bills. The real question isn't whether Social Security still exists, it's how big a hole that could leave in your monthly budget. Then you start reading the headlines and find something even more confusing. One says 2032, another says 2034, one says 78%. Another says 83%. So which one is wrong? Neither. 2032 and roughly 78% refer to the trust fund that pays retirement and survivor benefits. If you look at the retirement and disability trust funds together, the projected date moves to 2034, with roughly 83% of scheduled benefits payable at depletion. The two trust funds are legally separate. So if you're retired or getting close to retirement, 2032 is the number that matters most for this discussion. But now there's a bigger question. Why are the reserves running down in the first place? You don't need a government accounting lesson to understand the basic problem. Current income isn't enough to cover all scheduled costs, so the system has been using reserves to make up the difference. Think of it like this. Your monthly bills are higher than your paycheck, so you keep dipping into savings. As long as there's money left in savings, you can keep paying the full bill. But eventually, the savings run down. For the Retirement and Survivor Trust Fund, the current projection puts that point in 2032. And that creates a very tempting thought. Then maybe I should get my Social Security before that happens. That's where the 30% number comes in. For anyone born in 1960 or later, full retirement age is 67. You can start Social Security at 62. But if you start at 62, your retirement benefit is about 70% of your full retirement benefit. That's a 30% reduction. And unlike the 2032 shortfall, this is part of the rules that exist today. Now imagine your Social Security estimate, online, shows $2,000 a month at age 67. At 62, that could be about $1,400. Fear of a possible 22% gap could push you toward a check that starts out 30% smaller. At 62, that could mean about $1,400 instead of $2,000. So the answer must be simple, right? Just wait until 67. Not quite. Suppose you start at 62 and receive about $1,400 a month. By the time you turn 67, you've already collected roughly $84,000 that the person who waited has not received. From 67 on, the person who waited is getting about $600 more each month. How long does it take that bigger check to catch up with $84,000? About 140 months. On the simplest math, the crossover lands around age 78 and 8 months. This is just a basic cash flow comparison. It ignores cost of living adjustments, taxes, the retirement earnings test, and spouse or survivor benefits. But now the decision looks very different. How valuable is the money you receive before your late 70s? And how valuable is the larger monthly check after that? Claiming at 62 is not automatically wrong. Waiting until 67 does not automatically win. And once the 2032 funding problem enters the picture, the decision gets another layer. And this is the part that matters most. Claiming at 62 does not get you out of the 2032 problem. Claiming early changes your own monthly benefit. The 2032 issue is about whether the Social Security system has enough income to pay all scheduled benefits. Those are two different problems. Claiming early does not mean you're pulling all of your future Social Security money out before the trust fund runs low. You're simply starting a monthly benefit earlier, and you are still inside the same Social Security system. So the idea, "I'll claim before 2032 and get out before the trouble starts," has a major hole in it. You may reduce your own monthly benefit first, while the system-wide funding problem is still sitting right there. So is waiting until 70 the safest answer? For someone born in 1960 or later, delaying beyond full retirement age increases the monthly benefit up to about 124% of the full retirement amount at age 70. If the benefit at 67 is $2,000, that would be roughly $2,480 at 70. Compared with about $1,400 at 62, that's more than $1,000 a month. That sounds huge, but the person who waits until 70 also goes 8 years without those earlier checks. A larger monthly benefit is not free. You pay for it with time. So the real question isn't, is 62, 67, or 70 the best age? The better question is this: is fear about 2032 changing a decision you would otherwise make for completely different reasons? What if Congress fixes the problem before 2032? Wouldn't that solve everything? Not necessarily. A 22% funding gap does not disappear because somebody signs a bill. Congress would have to close the gap somehow: more revenue, changes to benefits, or some combination of changes. We don't know what the final solution will look like. So eventually, the question becomes, who gets the bill? Workers? Higher earners? Future retirees? Some combination of all of them? We don't know yet. That's why saying your Social Security will definitely be cut by 22% in 2032 goes beyond what the report actually says. But saying Congress will fix it so I don't need to think about it is a bet too. And your retirement is what's sitting on the table. If you're already receiving Social Security, your decision is different. The 62 versus 67 decision is behind you. Your question now is simpler. How much can your monthly income move before your retirement budget starts to break? Say you're receiving $2,500 a month. For a rough stress test, 78% would be about $1,950. That's a difference of $550 a month. Could your housing costs, medical bills, insurance, groceries, and everything else still work with $550 less coming in? If the answer is no, then the problem may be bigger than 2032. Your retirement may already depend too heavily on a single Social Security check. If you haven't claimed Social Security yet, your risk is different. One of the costliest mistakes could be changing your claiming age because of a single scary 2032 headline. Sign into your Social Security account online. Look at your estimate at 62, at full retirement age, and at 70. Then change the question. Instead of asking, "What's the best age to claim?" ask, "Why am I thinking about claiming now? Is it your health? Do you need the income? Can you keep working? Is your spouse part of the decision? Or is the real reason simply this? 2032 scared you." If that one headline is pushing you to change a plan you otherwise would have kept, look at your own numbers again before you move. So let's go back to where we started. Would you lock in a Social Security check that's 30% smaller because you're worried about a possible 22% shortfall later? The answer should feel a lot less obvious now. The 22% gap is a projection of what could happen under current law if Congress does nothing. The 30% early claiming reduction is part of the rules that exist today. Claiming early does not remove you from the future funding problem. And waiting longer does not automatically make you the winner either. So the most expensive mistake may not be claiming at 62, or 67, or 70. It may be something else entirely. Letting a scary headline push you into a decision you never would have made otherwise. The next time you hear that Social Security is in trouble, don't stop at 22%. Ask a better question. What does that mean in actual dollars for me? Because the biggest danger in retirement isn't always the bad news itself. Sometimes it's making a worse decision because of the bad news. Social Security, Medicare, taxes. That's what we'll keep looking at here. Not just the headline. What actually affects the money you live on in retirement. Subscribe, and let's keep following the money that actually affects your retirement.